They thought you were easily fascinated. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder. For my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, they thought you were easily fascinated. Yeah. I need somebody to drop in the comments and say, manipulation is not an option. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say manipulation is not an option. Family, manipulation comes in different shapes, forms, and fashions. And one of the biggest ways that manipulation come in is flattery. People will try to flatter you with their game, with their charm, with the things they have, with opportunities, with dangling things in front of your face. Whatever it is that they feel that you like, it comes in the ways of trying to make something look so good or better than what it is. All right. Then you have another side to manipulation or fascination where people think that since you are inquisitive, okay, where people think that since you're curious about something, that they can fascinate you with some things that may not be true, or some things that may be factual but it's stretched out, or something that just may look like a ooh to you. All right. But what they don't realize is that you have so much more sense than what you may look like, what you may sound like, what you may talk like, what you may dress like. You follow what I'm saying? They are perceiving you as weak. I know somebody gonna say this, but Reno, I ain't weak. See, family, what you actually are and what a person perceive of you is two different things. Yeah. See, maybe it was because you agreed with them on something. It's some sick minds out here, y'all. Just because you agreed on something with a person, they may take that as a weakness. Just because you agreed, right? I like pizza. Me too. Oh, yep, I got me one. A person may think that you're weak because you're kind. We all know this. You know, a person may think that you're weak because you have an open body language, or maybe you were vulnerable with certain individuals and they overheard you, or maybe you was vulnerable with them because it was something about them that you trusted. All right. People would try to flatter you and manipulate you by fascinating you. All right. Therefore, they may try to manipulate you with that fascination to give them sex. They may try to manipulate you with fascination to give them your money. They may try to manipulate you with that fascination to give them more information about you. The point is, y'all, is that people will try to fascinate you thinking that you're going to get the ooh, and fall for whatever it is that they're saying. All right. I'm going to give y'all this small story and then we'll get into this video. Very small story, y'all. When I was about 12, 13 years old, it was this blood gang member. I don't know if he was a leader. I can't remember if he was just a foot soldier. I don't know. Everybody looked big when you were a kid, right? But I was very inquisitive, asking questions, asking about the knowledge, asking about why y'all do this, why y'all do that, why y'all got the bandana, why, right? And before y'all say anything, family, this is the culture that is imposed, especially on young black men. All right, especially as young black men, I was exposed to it. So long story short, y'all, I went to asking about these questions, and he started trying to fascinate me, right? With saying, oh yeah, we're gonna have a brotherhood, and you're gonna have people you can look up to, and we all roll together. And he was just trying to paint this picture. And even as a young kid, I had wisdom to know that I don't want to be a part of that, right? I may be curious about it, but I don't want to be a part of that. Long story short, y'all, I distanced myself. I stopped even talking to the dude. And of course I said no, right? And I say all that to say this. That was a form of trying to fascinate somebody, especially a young mind, a young kid, somebody who seemed like they can be manipulated. Y'all hearing what I'm saying? This happens all the time. And it goes from children even all the way up into adulthood, all right? The point is, y'all, is that they thought you were easily manipulated, all right? Now, we're going to go ahead and get directly into this video, y'all. Excuse the long intro, but I had to say all this so y'all can get my point. But, fam, y'all make sure y'all leave a thumbs up on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. Y'all be sure to ring my bell so you can be notified after every single video I post. And, yeah, fam, we still are in front of the legendary Great Couch, and we're coming in live. Not necessarily live, y'all. I keep saying this, but we're coming in on the Reno Speaks Life channel, all right? And so y'all probably heard me on my other channel say this, but I got to say it again for my foodies over here. Number one, y'all, I'm doing good, by the way, all right, on this beautiful Sunday. But number two, y'all, I'm going to have some buffalo wings and some potato cut fries today as my dinner. I'm still in a deficit, but I gotta get one of my fun meals in, but still within moderation. You dig what I'm saying? Outside of that, y'all, that's what's going on with me. Y'all drop in the comments. Let me know what y'all ate, how y'all doing, what y'all got going on. I'm always in your business, y'all. But anyway, let's get right into this, y'all. Number one, straight to business. They mistake your kindness for naivete. All right? They mistake your kindness for naivete. Now, I'm not saying that women can't do this to men too, but I'm going to just get straight into it. A lot of men do this to women. So, women, ladies, my fellow chosen ladies, I want to say this right here. I know you've seen on the television where a man wants a strong woman, right? Where a man is looking for a woman who's the meanest of them all. Where a man is looking for the woman who's going to change him. All right. It's somewhat true. Okay. Right. It's somewhat true. But a lot of men are looking for a weak woman. They're looking for weak women. Why? Because he can manipulate that weak woman. He can take something from that weak woman. He can teach something. He can teach something to that weak woman. He can groom that weak woman. We're going to just keep it real, right? When a man is looking to capture or captivate a weak woman, he believes that he can impress her and fascinate her. Therefore, she will be impressed by the things that he can do, even if he can't even do it. It's the illusion of what he is portraying himself as. So they mistake, or he mistake, her kindness as naivete. Now, let's just say this chosen woman or this young lady says, okay, I'm kind, but I ain't stupid. Yeah, I'm kind, but I ain't stupid. Somebody drop that down below in the comments. Sometimes when people look at your kindness, they automatically equivocate it towards dumbness. Oh, that's a dummy right here. No, I'm not a dummy, I'm just kind, okay? And a lot of people don't understand that. So this leads to them thinking that you were easily fascinated. They used to call it back in the day, woo. I'm going to woo her or I'm going to woo him. A lot of guys would call it woo though. Like I wooed her. You know what I'm saying? It's like a woo spell where you keep buying a person gifts. You keep love bombing people. You keep doing things for them to where eventually they are wooed, where it's like, it's that type of mind game, right? But anyway, they thought this was who you were. They can't fascinate you with money. They can't fascinate you with impressing them. All right, or with them trying to impress you. They can't fascinate you with materialistic possessions. They're trying to fascinate you. And if they can fascinate you, then they can manipulate you. Not gonna happen. Number two, you are empathetic, okay? You are an empathetic individual. Before you try to run to the aid to say, no, I ain't Reno, I can be mean. It's okay to be empathetic. It's okay to have a heart, people, all right? It is okay to get on this camera and get on this screen almost every day and pour yourself out and pour into others. It takes empathy. For you to go to your job and give somebody some encouraging words and do that consistently, that takes empathy. For you to be able to be a good mother, a good father, that takes empathy. For you to be able to give when you don't even have it, or to even listen to a person's sad story when you don't even have the time. It's called empathy. It's okay to have empathy at times because you do get blessed when you show it. You do get blessed when you lend it, all right? So it's nothing wrong with being empathetic. But I need you to understand something. People who are looked at as empathetic are also looked at as somebody who can be easily fascinated, okay? So for instance, y'all, shout out to New York, by the way. I got some real true supporters from New York, man. And one who has always supported is my man K Saint. All right, shout out to my boy K Saint. But I will say this right here. Outside of K Saint, and I'm sure there's other people out here who's in New York and who has this mindset, people in New York are not as empathetic. Once again, it's some real ones in New York. I'm not taking away from New York. But for the most part, most people are like, hey, man, crush, step, gimme, get out my way. Don't even speak to me. I have some real ones to show me love in New York. Don't get me wrong. But as the whole, when you talk about New York, they're not as empathetic. But guess what? People don't look at them as easily fascinated, right? Now you take the country towns, like where I come from, Douglas, Georgia. Okay, some people will call Atlanta country, but it's some places that would be considered country even outside of the city of Atlanta, like the outskirts of Atlanta, that would be considered country, okay? Or just South Georgia, Middle Georgia, those country towns. You know why city people like dealing with those type of individuals, males or females? Because they are easily fascinated. Not all of them, but majority rules. Same thing with New York, right? There's some good people there, but majority rules. There's more selfish individuals there. Same thing with the country towns. It's more people who are naive and people who can be fascinated with the, ooh, the your car, ooh, your money. Oh, wow, he's this, she's that. You get what I'm saying? When they show that empathy, people feel like, oh, I can do this to you. I'm going to fascinate you so I can later on manipulate you. Does that make sense, y'all? Does that make sense? Drop in the comments and let me know. Somebody also drop in the comments and say, empathy is okay in moderation. You have to be careful with who you're being empathetic with and who you show it to as well. Number 3, you seek novelty, all right? You seek novelty. Novelty is only new, original, or different experiences, okay? Just my paraphrase definition. Y'all can look it up. But novelty is new, original, or different experiences. All right? Now, when y'all think about the movie Temptation, I ain't talking about the singing group Temptation. I'm talking about Judith, that Temptation, all right? Dark-skinned guy. I believe his name is Lance Gross, all right? Good actor. Great actor, actually. I forgot the other guy's name, and then, of course, Judith, right? But the Tyler Perry film, y'all know what I'm talking about. Every now and then I mention this in my analogies. But with Temptation, the guy knew that Judith was going to be easy to fascinate. That's why he took her on his private jet. That's why he took her to these different places, gave her the cars. He was giving her a lifestyle because he sensed that she was looking for novelty, new, original, different experiences. Why you think she came home that day or that night and tried to have her husband to screw her inside the kitchen? Screw me right here in the kitchen. He was like, oh, hold on, wait, what? What's going on? Now, again, you want to provide these experiences for your spouse. You don't want to stay. You don't want to be boring. Don't get me wrong. You got to spice things up in the bedroom, in the romantic scene, on dates. You know, you got to still give her or give him what you gave in the beginning to keep them. No doubt. But the guy sent her home because she was seeking that novelty. He woke it up out of her. And so it threw Lance off, but in actuality, all that was is her seeking novelty, a different experience, new, original, right? Now, the point is, I'm not saying that she did anything right. What I'm saying is that she was looking for those new experiences in that original, in that different vibe, instead of the same thing. The point is, the guy seen that. He seen that. And that's why she went for him. Because he provided that novelty that she was looking for. Easily fascinated. Easily going. Easily. All right? And that's the same thing with yourself, fam. When you seek novelty or when you show that, people are going to try to fascinate you. And they think that you're going to go. But in actuality, you're not. You follow what I'm saying? Somebody drop in the comments and say, I'm not easy. Far from it. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, I'm not easy. Far from it. Number 4, it's going to be this right here, y'all. The only one syndrome, okay? The only one syndrome. Now, this right here is another form of fascinating someone or trying to fascinate someone, right? So let's just say you have a person who have a doctorate degree, all right? By the way, I always talk about this, and I always tell y'all, there's nothing wrong with education. I have it. I have a bachelor's in audio production. Y'all probably, I done said this maybe 100 times, but I always have to say it for the people who may not know, okay? So anyway, if you have a person with a doctor's degree, sometimes, not all people, but sometimes they like to flaunt it around like, yeah, you can't get this. Don't get me wrong. You got to put that work in. You got to take out some debt unless you got the money, but it is possible. Some people try to flaunt that like you're going to be like, oh, wow, it's a doctorate. Okay, great. Good job on your doctorates, all right? But you don't have to flaunt it like you're the only one on planet Earth who can have it or who can get it or who can attain it. You follow what I'm saying? They think they have the only one syndrome. You think you're the only one who can get a Lamborghini? You think you're the only one who can have $10,000 coming in per month, $50,000? You think you're the only one who can get the opportunity? It may be difficult, it may be hard, but it doesn't mean that I can't get it. It don't mean that. A lot of times people have the only one syndrome, and that's why they think that you are fascinated with the things that they have. They don't realize that you can go out here and get it too. You feel what I'm saying? Drop in the comments and let me know. Somebody also drop in the comments and say, you not the only one. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, you not the only one. You ain't the only one who can lose weight. You ain't the only one who can go to school. You're not the only one who can go do what you did. All right? People try to fascinate you because they think they're the only one. You ain't the only one who can make music. We can find some things out now. We can figure it out. All right? Beyonce didn't know how to dance. She learned how to dance. You can learn how to do anything you want to do. Promise. Number 5, y'all, is going to be this right here. You see wonder in mundane. All right? You see wonder in mundane. So this is the people who are very basic. All right? They're very simple. And this is the individual who don't have to do the unthinkable to feel like they're having a great time. All right? Or to feel like they're living a great life. You see wonder in mundane. For instance, I love nature. I know it's other people out here who love nature, okay? And people who love nature tend to look at the simple things in life. There's a tree. Look at the grass. I appreciate the birds. I appreciate the sky. The basic things. Let me go tree hug. Let me do the basic things. So a person who have more than the basic things think that they can fascinate you. And it don't work like that. It don't work like that. If you go to a person who maybe come from, I don't know, y'all, nothing, right? And somebody offered them a record deal, but they got to sell their soul. You would think that person who come from nothing would be like, oh, sign me up right now. Ooh, I want to do it. This person who got character, who have a mindset, who got God in their life, who have integrity, dignity, they're like, look, I'd rather sit here with these roaches and rats than to sell my soul and fly on private jets with snakes and with people who don't mean me no well because y'all want me to sell my soul. You cannot want the best for me, the most for me. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? So if you see them wonder in mundane, they think that I can present wonderful to them and they're going to go for it. That's not how it always works. Some people just like the basic things in life. Somebody drop in the comments and say, I appreciate the basics. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, I appreciate the basics, all right? But with that being said, y'all, we're going to do this recap and then we'll get up out of here. But number 1, they mistake your kindness for naivety, all right? Number 2, you are empathetic. Number 3, you seek novelty. Number 4, they have the only one syndrome. And number 5, you see wonder in mundane, all right? With that being said, fam, get you a Yes Sir t-shirt, Yes Sir hoodie, book a one-on-one session with your boy, and you can check out any one of my books. Keep a rich mentality. Peace.